Hello, and welcome to my presentation on Business Analysis Planning and Monitoring Knowledge Area Report. Today we're going to be discussing the California Tiny Houses LEED Certification Plan. My name is Matthew Easker, and I will be your presenter for this presentation. First and foremost for the presentation, we're going to be talking about the Business Analysis Core Concept Model, and that core concept model is a framework used by business analysts to develop a rough draft for our stakeholders and the business by defining our needs of those stakeholders. So we're going to be taking a look at requirements and recommend solutions from our stakeholders of what their needs are to fit our overall business solution. There are 6 key points to the core concept model, and those are change, need, solution, stakeholder, value, and context. The context of the change is going to be very important because it's going to define why we are doing this change. And in this overview, I have it laid out here where you can see the definitions of those 6 key points. A little bit farther down our presentation, we come to our key concept terms, which is going to be they're going to be used a little bit throughout this presentation, so this will be just a nice brief overview of what those needs exactly are. Okay, so now we're getting into our knowledge areas and inputs. So LEED certification, our first step is going to be our approach. What approach are we going to use for this? And I believe brainstorming will be the best approach that we can use to come up with a plausible solution for our project. We're going to meet as a team and we're going to discuss and throw out tons of ideas in about a 2-hour, 15-minute window, about 15 minutes for break. The first hour, we're really going to discuss and throw out any idea that we can think of that'll help us get LEED certified and help us achieve our goal. No idea is off limits at this point in time. And then the second hour, we're going to come back in, we're going to rehash all those ideas and put the ideas that are the same, kind of combine those together or rework those ideas to make a more plausible solution. And as you'll see in this step, I have it laid out about who is going to be taking a little bit more responsibility on those portions of the project. Stakeholder engagement is the next step of this process. And for the inputs on that, we're going to want to meet again and we're going to discuss user interviews and questions that we can ask our stakeholders to get more feedback on, more feedback on what we will need to do in order to make this solution a reality. We're going to have to be thinking about our stakeholders when we develop these questions and really keep in mind the LEED certification that we want to achieve during this process. The next part of this step is going to be the business analysis governance. During the sprint, a lot of decisions are going to be made about this product or the new solution, and we need to engage with our stakeholders to make our final decisions. Their feedback is going to be the most important because they're going to be affected by these changes. So we need to keep them in mind throughout this whole entire process. And the output that we're going to achieve on this is we're going to create a formal presentation for the stakeholders. This presentation will illustrate the requirements that we intend on providing to them. Keep in mind, nothing is concrete at this time. We're just thinking of ideas at this point in time. The next step is information management, and we're really going to be wanting to look for a way to keep track of all the information that we're gathering. So our subject matter experts are going to be bringing us ideas, and Nick and Pat are actually going to be the ones that are in charge of all the information because they are ultimately the founder and CEO of this company. We're going to use mind mapping for that, and here is just a brief little overview of the mind map that we're going to do. And the final step in this is the business analysis performance. So we're going to take a look back at the sprint as a group, and we're going to look at everything that's going right, everything that we can improve on, and we're going to circle back on that stuff that we need to and really redefine and reshape that stuff as needed to get a better scope for our project and make sure that we all understand exactly what the stakeholders are looking for. And lastly is the conclusion. This portion of the sprint will put the company on the right path in order to achieve LEED certification. I believe that this is going to be a fun project to work on, and I look forward to speaking with all of you more. Thank you.